So I'm here at Maison&Objet. It's January 26th, and I'm here in front of a very interesting little exhibition which is about micro-living just in other ways. This is very similar to what we're doing at, what I'm trying to do at Micro-Macro-Monde. These are basically various cabins. This is not micro-living as far as I can see the same way as I'm proposing it, but they're very interesting, these various proposals. Quite amusing, and obviously just another thing that shows that micro-living is on its way, thinking in terms of small spaces, looking at things in new ways, and I'm not so sure what to say about these things, but definitely something that proves that there is a trend, and this trend is about starting to look at spaces in new and different ways. So this is hemp, as far as I can see, or linen, but I think it's hemp. I'm quite curious to see what's inside. So I'm here inside the stand of the Confédération de Chanvre et de Lin et de quelque chose autre. I'll put the link onto the site, but it's very interesting. Here you can see all the different things that are being done in France. Well, it's European linen, or lin, and hemp, and it's actually the stand is made from linen. It's quite beautiful. So here you actually have a plastic bag made from, it's called plasticana.com, and the plastic is made from hemp. I'm not really sure exactly what it means, but I need to look more into it. There is flax panels, there is recycled PVC with 15% of hemp, not a very good idea. There is insulation materials, flax, non-wovens, blah 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 blah. I suppose that this is fibers that are used in, the hemp fibers are used for this. And I suppose this is hemp also. Hemp and recycled PVC, not a very good idea. If you ask me, eco, whatever, flax non-woven, blah, blah, blah. Well, not very much new. So here there are 10 designers out of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of designers who are being educated, trained, developed, designed, mass-produced all over the world. Now, if you ask me, I think that the world is flooded with designers, and there's too much crap being done, and too much stuff being done, and too little real sort of sincere interest in what the world is all about. I'm not going to criticize my colleagues as such, and I don't even know if I'm a designer any longer or what I am. But I find it interesting that we create and that we do things, but what I find uninteresting and problematical is that we continue to do a lot of products and a lot of stuff that still requires that we consume even more, that we are continuously exploiting, using materials and processes that definitely not are the smartest on the planet, and for this purpose, for this reason, I would rather say, I'm very doubtful about the future of the profession of designers. I think we're going to have a huge problem in some years, as with architects, but I've said that for 25 years, so let's see. There's a little project here that does make a difference somehow. It's a plant system. It's a small box. It's a similar system that I've been working with myself. Basically, it cleans the air. The problem with this specific little project is that it, well, it's probably, as far as I can see, it's kind of a monoculture. The poor little fish down there in the back basin there is not only rather lonely, but it's also a very monocultivated environment. Now, aesthetically, that might be interesting. The problem is, as you can already see here, that there is small issues such as moist and humidity, whatever. Algae will grow. You need to have a lot of unpleasant bacteria. It's an interesting attempt to do something. Having worked with this, I do know a little bit about it, but at least it's showing some new ways for designers. The guy who's designed the air filtration system is called Mathieu Leonard. Definitely sounds like an interesting chap. He's doing a lot of interesting stuff, so maybe he's worth looking up. He could be a new, very interesting personality in terms of the real sort of creative and holistic design. So despite the fishes in the tank here and the poor plants as well, there might be, some really interesting potential. There are of course these wonderful lamps made by Michel Charlotte. I love them. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Very similar to something that I'm doing also. It's funny, sometimes how you see things being happening at the same time. Things like this Christmas tree here that's been turned into a lamp. The hangers. It's kind of fun because it might be this collective consciousness that's around, where we start doing things one place on the planet and then we sort of grab it somewhere else on the planet. There's no doubt that there's a sort of a thing going on, and I've seen many of my ideas that I thought were very much my own ideas, and all of a sudden you see them happening somewhere else. And that is very interesting in terms of are we really all connected. Interesting. This is the recollection of the espresso cappuccino cups that Nestlé apparently are starting to collect so that you don't throw away the metal. So it's been recycled. It's kind of one of these things where you sort of consider, does that make sense at all in the long run? Because why do we need it in the first place? Maybe we do, maybe we don't, but at least something is happening. There is slowly an awareness coming up, even though it's difficult to see when you look at all this stuff that's everywhere, and where things are being mass-produced in quantities that makes me tired just to think of. There's a huge stand here, which I'm not really sure what it is. It's LG Eco Design, Eco Refrigerator, and there's an Eco Living Cafe next to it, which is all about being eco-chic product, award by Maison&Objet, January 2010. So this is some kind of freezer, ginormous refrigerator and freezer that helps you save the planet, which is pretty not obvious, I suppose, but that's the way it is. I suppose the rest of the products here are products that are about something to do with eco this or that. I'm not sure. Well, Dyson has certainly created a trend among vacuum cleaning designers. This is LG. It's the same stand. It's still this unionize the whole world thing. This is Hall 6. Tons of stuff again, and tons of people all running around trying to find new decoration objects.